So don't say anything weird like social security numbers.
Social security numbers.
What did you say your social security number was?
All right, let's see if people can actually see and hear stuff.
I would assume
So far,
so.
we've got. I've got Herb on mine. I've got Herb on mine. Oh, how come I can't hear? Whose audio am I actually hearing? Whose audio am I actually hearing?
I am having stream error.
Yeah, we're having some echo too. I can hear it too, Chris.
Yeah, we're having some echo. Oh, there I am. That's right.
I don't think it's me.
I've got
I don't have audio.
I think it's on Joe's end.
Yeah, cause I'm on a headset, so. Yeah, cause I'm on a headset, so.
Okay.
Yeah, we're having some echo too. I can hear it too, Chris.
You can hear it. So far, we've got. I don't think it's me. I've got.
Let's try me. Let's try me. The echo go away?
Test, test, test.
Nope, it's still echoing.
Test, test, test.
There.
Did it go away?
Hello.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hello.
Hello, hello, hello.
It's still echoing.
Yep.
It's still echoing.
Yep.
It's still echoing.
Yep.
Whatever.
Is the echo still there now?
Test, test, test.
There now?
Yes.
It's not on my end. I have headphones in, so there's nothing that's going to be picking up. Not on my end. I have headphones in, so there's nothing that's going to be picking up.
Yeah, it's true. You're echoing. Do we have a readout on everybody? Yeah, you're echoing. Do we have a readout on?
Can you mute, Chris? I think you can mute people. Oh, God. Mute me. Let me mute myself. Let's see what happens.
Okay, Joe, you're muted. Let's see if we can echo.
Test, test, test.
Joe, you're muted.
Yep, I hear the echo. Test, test, test. Yep, I hear the echo.
Me too.
Well, let me try muting me. Well, let me try muting me. Well, let me try muting me.
Is that better? Is that better?
No.
Is that better?
No.
No, that didn't seem to change anything. No, that didn't seem to change anything. I guess, is there any chance, Javier, you have two mics? I guess, is there any chance, Javier, you have two mics? Yes, is there any chance, Javier, you have two mics?
No, I'm muted.
Yeah, I don't know then. I don't know where it's coming from.
No, I'm muted.
I'm going to go get a pair of headphones just to make sure I'm not part of the problem. I'm going to go get a pair of headphones just to make sure I'm not part of the problem.
Okay.
Make sure I'm not part of the problem.
Okay.
Can you hear me now?
The dulcet tones.
And is there any echo?
I don't hear it.
Is there any echo?
I don't hear it.
Let's see, Chris. Then it's Chris because you know he's about to connect. Can you hear any echo now?
I do not hear any echo. Do you hear any?
It was Chris.
No, couldn't be.
Yep. Because you connected and you know it stopped.
Wait,
Yep.
I still hear it.
Do you? Because I'm not hearing it.
Me neither. Let me disconnect my headphones. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Echo.
No echo.
You guys don't hear an echo.
Nope.
Chris, I'm gonna send you to a course in Zoom.
Okay, hold on. How's that? Is that good?
I think so. It sounds okay to me.
All right, I'm gonna try something. Hold on. All right. Let's see. Seeing this system. Okay, is it echoing now?
No, I don't believe so.
What was it?
Scary. All right, I think it was my YouTube stream. That was the problem.
Oh, okay.
I think it was going in some. Yeah, I know. Terrible, terrible. All right.
Cool. Can y'all hear me?
Indeed.
Good. I muted myself accidentally and was waving at the camera asking somebody to unmute me without realizing it was my own fault.
Don't worry, we didn't care.
These 7 minutes, that wasn't too bad to troubleshoot.
No, honestly, and considering how long it usually takes for live streams to start, I think that's pretty good.
Okay, good. Excellent. All right, Joe, do you want to do the intro?
Sure. How we all doing today?
Woo!
Awesome.
Yay!
So this is the Joe stream with friends. I want to double check my live stream over here. My folks are saying some people don't have audio. If you can't hear me, yell at me. Of course, if they can't hear me, they can't see that I'm saying that. Is the audio here?
I'm doing the same thing. I'm typing into my channel to see if people can hear.
So this is LEDBright with friends. We've got me, because I'm awesome. No, I'm kidding. We got Chris Torrance here of Assembly Lines Podcast and the K-Fest of fame, whose recent live streams about building the Apple II Plus board are flipping awesome. So if you haven't seen his channel, go check it out. If you're watching on his channel, why aren't you watching on my channel?
What? My channel, my channel.
Don't watch it on mine.
An echo loop. I don't know why.
What are you doing, Joe?
Sorry, I was just checking my audio there. We've got Javier Rivera of LEDBright fame, the guy who knows everything to make your old school plastics look exactly like new. No audio from Joe, they're telling me. We'll check that in a minute. We've got Alex Jaycox here. It is Alex, correct?
Indeed it is.
Okay, good. Alex is here. He helped me design the 3D case for the LEDBright project, and also helped me clean up the LEDBright project board. Fight nice, kids. No Joe here either.
Well,
They should be able to hear me. I'm not sure why.
we can hear you.
Yeah, if we
You guys can hear me,
you.
but they can't hear me for some reason.
What about OBS? Is there something funky?
Yeah, yeah. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I don't think my mic is working correctly.
Interesting. Yeah, we can hear you clearly.
Yeah, that's weird.
What about that? Nope. Anyway, this is turning out to be a large technical nightmare.
No. Wait till we get to Kansas Fest with 400 people all giving their opinions on why it isn't working and how we can fix it. Right? Because everyone's going to think that they know.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yes, and it'll turn out to be somebody on an Apple II trying to use Zoom that's going to be like goofing it up or something. So,
not sure why they can't hear me.
Joe, do you want us to just talk about the kit or something like that?
Yeah, sir. I'm just trying to fix the audio issues.
Yep.
My folks can't hear me. Let me tell them to go over to your stream. Hey, check out Chris for audio. I'm working on it. So the kit basically is this. At K-Fest last year, 2020 or 2019, I made a door hanger slash tie that was a light up LED of the Apple II logo, and that got a lot of cool traction. People like that. And like, I want to buy one. I want to make. Can you do that as a kit and whatever? So I decided to make a kit of it. So that's what this thing here is. Basically, it's a 16 by 16 grid where you can put in your own LEDs. You put in your own resistors. You plug it into USB, and it lights up. It's got the panel here. It also comes with a couple of little legs that connect to the top that you can snap off, so that you can slot it in together. Like so. So that it stands up. And so what we're doing today is we're going to be doing a little assembly with friends of putting this thing together, of the four of us, seeing who, yes, thank you, Chris, for the link, to see who wins the contest. Whoever wins gets bragging rights that they soldered faster. Because everybody here's got there you go, Alex. I gave everybody a kit here to assemble, so we're going to get to putting that together here in just a moment. So everybody have all their toys and bits and pieces ready. You have all your pieces of your kit ready for assembly.
Indeed, sir. Yes, sir.
The kit itself.
Joe, did you want to talk at all about the kit itself? I don't know if I missed that or what, but just
I was just getting into that. So
okay,
the kit itself, of course, comes with the board, and then a set of instructions on how to do it. If you already know how to do soldering, it's pretty straightforward. It'll come with, depending on what pattern you decide to pick, it will come with a color pattern for the LED kit that matches that. I only have one LED kit available for it right now, the fruit kit, as I call it, because, reasons. But it comes with the full set of LEDs and little baggies that I count, and I double count, hopefully, and I don't miscount them when I'm sending them out to people. I shouldn't. It also comes with a counted set of resistors to match those LEDs, and the resistors themselves are fairly closely matched for the brightness of the LEDs. The green, blue, and pink LEDs tend to be brighter than the kind of warmer color LEDs. So there's two different resistor sets to ensure that the LEDs have a more uniform brightness. I've also cranked up the resistor values from the original prototype because as people were saying at K-Fest 2020, my God, it's burning my retinas. So
that would be Kate, who is on my channel right now.
Yes, she was the one who was bringing that up.
She said she wants it on a dimmer switch.
Yeah. Let me see. a dimmer. Yeah, a dimmer switch. That would be awesome. So I'm not sure why my audio is not working here. I really want to get that working so that, you know, people who come back to the stream here can hear it on my side. I know the main problem is that the meeting has taken over my mic, so my mic isn't being picked up on Zoom or on the broadcaster here. So I'm just trying to figure out how to get that to work.
Is there,
that working?
Can you just disable your?
I think I just got it working. Can everybody hear me?
I can, but of course
We can still hear you. Javier, he's giving
you guys can.
He's walked away.
I'm back. I can hear you.
Eric, Kate, Patrick, can you hear? Can you hear Joe?
Anybody?
I'm watching the chat. Yep, there we go. You're on.
That's with some feedback. Okay, I just have my speakers up too loud. Okay, cool. So that's better than nothing. Let's move my mic over there so that there's less feedback. Cool. Finally, I fixed it. Apparently, you have to enable the microphone. That's a thing. Anyway, back to the kit here. Quick recap: comes with the board, comes with LEDs, comes with a full set of instructions to show you how to assemble everything, along with special important safety notes in bright yellow for those who aren't familiar with soldering and don't understand that you're going to be melting metal with a very, very hot implement. And information on how to assemble the 3D case as well. It'll also, optionally, you can get the 3D case for it. That is wonderfully designed by Alex there for me. Thank you, Alex. That was a really good and really awesome of you. Even put the little floppy drive slot in it. It was pretty cool. This case too, again, it assembles together, kind of like so, and it has little feety feet too. So if you want the chassis to stand up, you can put it in the feet and it stands up on its own. You know, if you put both feet in it.
Hey, Joe,
yeah. So that's the basics of the whole setup. And at the end of the stream here, feedback. Okay, fine. So at the end of the stream here, I'll give you all a link to where you can get one of these if you want to, if you're a soldering type person who wants to do that. So are we all ready to go? Did we tell everybody what we're doing here? We're doing basically a contest to see who can build it fastest, and whoever gets to the, hey, Javier started early.
No, I haven't.
Oh.
No, I haven't.
You weren't paying attention.
I just aligned my things.
Okay. So whoever wins gets bragging rights at the end, I suppose. So that's basically it. Are we all ready to go?
Wait, does it actually have to work at the end or just look complete?
Has to work.
I would say, I said at the beginning, I think when my audio was broken that it does have to work. But if I forgot to send you one or two LEDs because I miscounted, that's not a disqualification. That's me That's me having a failure.
All right. Fair enough.
Because me and math aren't a thing. So, cool beans. Are we all ready to go?
I think so.
Yep,
3,
I'm ready to
2,
go.
1. Let's do it.
All right.
Cool beans. So,
Wait, I got a question already.
sure, go ahead.
Would you recommend doing resistors first and then do the LEDs, or do them at the same time, or what?
I would suggest doing the LEDs first, because they're shorter, and then you can do the resistors next.
Is that because the resistors have to end up sticking up because
yeah, to save space, I folded them over so they stick upright off the board.
Okay.
Long
but you can do it however you want. Of course, the LEDs are polarized, so you want to ensure that the left or the long lead goes towards the left in each slot that you put it in. If you don't, best case scenario, the LED just won't light up. So this goes here.
Why do I have a feeling that I'm already goofed up? 1, 2, 3, 4.
What?
5.
What's that? You goofed up already?
Yeah, you got a good feeling
I'm just
there.
making sure.
I made sure as well to label the lights on the board, or the slots that the LEDs go into on the board, in a specific grid, kind of like hexadecimal, 0 to F. And if you look on the grid here, for example, this is row 0, column A, so that's right here. So it helps you get things aligned when you're putting the LEDs in. And then the resistors go down and to the left of each LED.
Let's see, long leg to the left, because that's positive. And if we goof one of those up, the whole thing is just not going to light up, right? Because
if you goof that up, only that LED won't light. It's just it'll be in reverse polarity.
Let me know if I'm noisy.
Nope, you're not noisy, Javier. You sound good.
Thanks.
Sounds good. Javier, are you using a fan to?
I'm a fan of turning fans.
Okay.
Am I okay?
I think so.
There we go. And the LEDs, of course, go in the ones that are labeled D and then with a number. And the resistors go in the ones that are labeled R with a number.
Okay.
Another way to know is that the ones with the LEDs are the ones with the square pads.
Yep. And the square is negative?
Square is usually pin 1. Yeah, square is negative in this case.
Okay.
I may have not necessarily followed proper protocol in designing the board that way, but I don't care. It works. So.
Yeah, as long as it's consistent, it's fine.
I think you did.
You guys hear a little weird, like, beep in the background of the audio?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
I have the Kansas Fest Discord up and running in the background, and people are sending messages and stuff there, and it's making notifications. Okay.
Why is this like more nerve-wracking than when I put the Apple II board together?
I have to admit, you've got me really tempted there, Chris. I really would like to do that.
You know, it was actually a lot of fun, and at first I was daunted just by the sheer amount of soldering, but it really didn't take that. Well, I mean, you know, you've done tons, so.
Question on the chat here. Can one user make their board a close-up camera view? Yep, I think I can do that. Stand by.
I could probably do that too.
Yep, and I can too as well.
As close as I can get it on mine without smacking into the camera. Also, we got, is there a silk screen with component outlines? There's a silk screen, yes, that shows the LED and resistor numbers, but there's not really an outline per se, no.
It would be awfully busy given the density of the board. Considering we're trying to make a graphic here, it's I think that silk screen component outlines, normally I agree it's nice, but I don't think it's really doable on this project.
And also that ended up being a kind of a side effect of the design and the way I put it in KCAD. These the component outlines that I used didn't have a silk screen all the way around it anyway. For whatever reason, it just didn't come out in the print, so it kind of just ended up being a nice side effect of that. So I have to say this is kind of it's not necessarily my first PCB design, but it's the first one that I had printed up in large quantities. I did a couple of small like circuit design PCBs that were just tiny little chips that are, there were about that size right there. just to test to see if my circuit theory was correct when I was designing this board. But this is really the first time I ever designed a PCB. So if there's anybody out there who's like, oh, I can't do that, I don't know what I'm doing, that's BS. Because I'm just a college, or not a college, I'm just a high school graduate with no formal training or experience in anything electrical, design, computers, or anything. And if I can sit down at a piece of software for 2 hours and figure out how to do it, you can do it too. And so that's
very much agreed. I'm completely self-taught as well. Everything I've learned is through error. I leave out the trial part.
So, you know, if you're like, oh, I don't know about that, just all you have to do is do some research and take your time, and don't worry about trying to do it fast. It's not, unlike today's stream, it's not a competition. You're just trying to do it to have fun, you know? So
yep.
I'm on the yellow LEDs now.
What?
I haven't started soldering yet.
Oh, freaking me out.
I'm just, although I do have a trick up my sleeve, so you'll see in a minute.
Alrighty then.
Let's see what's going on in the chat here. Now I got 2 pairs of glasses on. Live conversations is different than, let's see. No, well, this is like a huge conversation. Is there going to be a timer? No, there's no timer, right? We're just
allowing people submit orders for custom art. Good question, Kat. In theory, yes, I had thought about that. I just have to figure out a way to do it. What I would like to be able to do is have it be completely electronic, to where you go on the website and you have like a draw grid where you can just draw on the web page and do it that way. Yes. But yeah, custom grid designs are fully supported if you like. The way I have the product set up on my website, you buy the board and then you get the LED kit separately. So if you wanted to just buy the board and put your own LEDs in it, you can just do that. I mean, there's nothing really super fancy about the board itself. It's just a 16 by 16 parallel grid of LEDs. So you can throw whatever you want to at it. You can make it like, I've seen a big thing lately where they fill it with, they're called shimmering LEDs. They don't blink. They kind of change their, they change their brightness, and they get all out of desync with each other. And so you can create this really pretty shimmering backlight type of thing. You could use it to make your own, roll your own LED light panel for face cam stuff. You can, you know, design it with a different logo if you like, or, you know, whatever you want.
You don't
have to limited to the kits I put together. You can do whatever you like.
Joe, and I have to admit, I was tempted to bomb the stream and do and change it to a Commodore logo. I didn't.
No, don't do it.
Boo Commodore.
Boo Commodore.
No, but seriously though, you know, I want to see how well this first run works, and then I can very easily create grid kits. You know, just new grids like this, where you can purchase purchase a light kit that's for the Chicken Lips logo or the Atari Swoosh logo or whatever you like.
Nice. Do we have a kit that says Boo Atari?
Yeah. I'm not sure that the pixel resolution is high enough for that, but
just do it in Morse.
Do it in Morse. There you go. Or binary. It's let's see, it's 16 pixels across, 16 times 16. That's a lot of bytes you could fit in there if you do. You could probably, I don't know, is it high enough resolution to do a QR code? I don't know what the min resolution is for a QR code.
Hey, do you guys hear my my fan going? Is that like super loud?
I do not.
I don't hear it.
You don't hear it?
Nope.
Not at all.
Wow.
Red
Pretty
LEDs
amazing.
next.
Cool. All right.
And I'm working on the purple/pink or whatever you want to call them ones. Hopefully people can see what I'm doing since I'm not looking at the video.
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay, it sucks to be in.
As you can see, this goes together pretty quickly. It's a nice little fun afternoon project. It's also a good project if you're okay at soldering but want a lot of practice because it's nice and repetitive, and the pitch values are tight but not super tight, so it allows you to get a lot of practice doing kind of close-in soldering work. It's not SMT level stuff, surface mount, or anything like that.
Yeah, there's nothing real challenging, and the board itself is pretty straightforward and consistent. So
it's really nice if you're, it's like a learning to solder kit if you want to do that. And when you're done, you know, you get whatever pretty logo you wanted to design. So
Cool. Hey Joe, I gotta warn you. So apparently my Zoom feed is 10 seconds ahead of you, so I have a slight advantage.
oh, okay.
I think it's because I'm going straight from Zoom to YouTube, and you're going through OBS.
Ah, got it. Yeah, there's a delay there.
Yep.
That's fine.
I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm having a lot of fun.
yeah, it's always fun. Anything to solder together, I highly recommend. If anyone hasn't done it, you should really do it because it's so much fun and so satisfying to complete building something. And then the troubleshooting, of course, is part of the fun too. So when something doesn't work or something won't, figuring it out, it's really enjoyable, at least I think.
And if you're lucky, for those of us who are in the United States, if you wire it up really, really wrong, you get free fireworks.
Oh, Stephen. Joe, my brother-in-law Stephen has a question. He wants to know if you considered using addressable LEDs. They're the.
Aha. Yes.
Is that-
So I
is that-
have thought of that. Like
Okay.
NeoPixel, what is it, the WS8327s or whatever they are.
Yep,
I have thought of that. And that would be a really cool, like version 2.0.
Okay.
That would allow you to basically, you know, you just hook it up to a serial line or whatever and allow you to set it to whatever you wanted to. And it could come, for example, as a pre-populated board. And then folks could literally just, they plug it in and they use an Arduino or whatever programming system they want. I could even like include the Arduino on there if I wanted to.
Right.
Just a chip. Just an 18 mega chip. But yeah, to allow people to create their own designs. I decided not to go with that the first time around because I didn't want to be too ambitious on the first run. I wanted to understand my theory and processes first, but also those NeoPixel panels, those addressable LEDs are pre-made, ubiquitous, and a dime a dozen. You can buy them in bulk from China. And I'm not sure I want to try to do that to compete with an existing product.
Right. Yep.
You know, that, I mean, yeah, if you wanted to do that, you can just, you get an Arduino controller and a 32 by 32 NeoPixel panel and you hook it up and you throw patterns at it. I mean, it's kind of that wheel's already been invented. Another idea I had for this as well was to sell it as a kit with machine pin standoffs, like sockets, so that you could literally make it like an old school LEDBright and change the LEDs at your leisure. You could just plug them in and change them to be whatever you wanted.
That'd be cool.
There's some extra complication and cost there, of course, but that could be, an optional kit where you're just buying 256 of the little headers to put in there. And
that'd be nice.
downside with those is that those little headers, those little machine pin headers, are insanely expensive.
Yeah, you have to buy them in large bulk before they become reasonable.
Yeah, and you have to buy them in the strips as well, and then cut the strips into bits to get the lowest per pin cost.
Yep.
I think I made a major error. You guys see it?
Nope.
I am
No,
one
I
whole
didn't.
row. I am one whole row low.
Oh
So I have
boy.
to move all of my
You know
LEDs up by one row.
When you do this soldering these little these 3mm LEDs is quite ticklish.
Now
This
you
is
got me
why, though, I
scared.
haven't soldered them in yet.
Joe, how did you do that? Did you just start at the second row basically?
I skipped this middle row accidentally.
You
so
skipped an entire
so I'm
row.
down by one whole row. So I got to move them all.
Oh boy, you know what age does? You know that?
It's gonna cost him. It's gonna cost him the gold. You know, I think the judges aren't gonna like that.
It's all good.
Where's the East German judge?
Oh man. Yep.
That's an old Olympics joke, depending on how old the people on the stream are.
Right. How do I keep them down? The freaking LEDs.
Fold the legs over. If you see what I'm doing, Javier,
No, what?
Yeah, I'll
just look at the back of the board. You see the way I've folded them left and
bend
right? Yeah, I bend them all. You don't have to, but it does make it easier.
Well, the difference is that you're smart. I'm not.
Well, I've also built about 1,000 PCBs.
This is why I think Alex or Chris is going to beat us there, Javier. They've done this a lot more than we have.
Don't count on my ability to screw up.
I doubt.
Yeah.
You know, Chris sucks.
Yeah. I'm the one who soldered the transistors in backwards on the Apple II board. So.
Oh crap.
Did they go bang?
Yeah, I got them out, but
Awesome.
it was pretty scary.
Just trying to think. If I do that.
For anybody on the stream who's a regular Kansas Fest attendee, I just want to say I'm the miss everybody. It's always one of the highlights of my year.
You know, I hope everybody on the stream is signed up for Kansas Fest. It's not too late. Just go to kansasfest.org. You can register. What do we have? 3 weeks? Is that 3? And Joe, you're gonna present this. Is that right?
No.
What are you doing?
I'm going to present a little. It's tangentially related. We were talking about addressable LEDs. Tricking out the new transparent Apple IIe case with an addressable LED strip.
That would be really cool.
Wait, now which case is this? Is this the one that the Kickstarter?
The Mac Effects, yeah, the Mac Effects case.
Okay, gotcha.
And wait for mine.
Yep, me too.
Yep.
I would be amazed if it weren't half Kansas Fest people who backed it.
Yep, it's true.
He kind of did the same thing that that Mark did. He came back with like a lower amount and ended up getting it funded.
Yeah, I think that was the same thing with the Noxar Cast, right? Where it's just kind of overestimated the size of the market.
Yeah.
And then it was also kind of the cost of some of the items was a little bit more than I think people were expecting.
Well, and it's hard whenever you're making anything that's physical. It's always very difficult because unless you've built some of the things yourself, it's hard to conceive of how much it costs. I used to sell a really simple little DAC board just for converting arcade style CGA output to digital, and the people were beating me up all the time. I had to explain over and over again. One, the small operation can't order in bulk, and two, precision resistors cost a lot of money.
Yeah.
Luckily, this board is pretty straightforward, so it's not too complex on the costs. And I hope that people, when they see what the final cost is, they're like, "Oh, well, that makes sense."
Yeah, no, I think it's totally reasonable.
Yeah, I thought so too.
Yep.
Doobie, 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 doobie. At this rate, I'm going to be doing this after the stream is over.
How long did you schedule the stream for?
Whenever.
2 hours?
Yeah, a couple.
We'll go for a couple days, and then, you know.
So if you watch some of the builds.
Ah,
All right, cool.
I'll check it. For anybody who's typing to me in my stream chat, I will check it in just a moment. I just wanted to be hyper-focused and get these LEDs switched over.
He's just trying to win. That's all he's thinking about.
I'll be kind of bad if the host lost.
what?
It's true. You never live it down.
Oh yeah, perler art like with LEDs. Yeah, exactly, Kat. That's exactly what it is. Masabi asked, the PCB is all wired with the traces I'm using starting the resistor LEDs. Yes, that's exactly the idea. It's hard to see because I chose a black PCB because it's designed to, if you want to, you can display the PCB bare by itself, kind of artistically like that. But yes, it has all of the traces built in. So all you have to do is stick them through there, solder them in place into the pads, trim the little the thingies off, plug it in, turn it on, and it works. So finally, I can get the blue LEDs inserted. Doobie, doobie, doo. Oh wait, I'm not supposed to sing on camera. I'm sorry.
And why is that?
Because I can't sing.
You're no worse than me.
That doesn't stop anybody.
Yeah, you guys suck. I can dance. I can sing very well.
Did you say you can dance
Hear
very
it.
well?
I
Because if you can
well.
dance very well, you need to do it on camera before the end. We need to
Not
see.
now.
We need to have that in visual record for all perpetuity.
Never.
You're just trying to slow him down.
I need a lot of tequila to do that.
No drinking on stream, you'll demonetize me.
Oh, sorry.
All right, let's see. Oh, that actually looks pretty cool. So
How do people like craft computing do, where that's one of their big things is they point out whatever they're drinking? Wonder how they get away with it.
They have alternate streams of income.
Okay, so they're doing either Patreon, I guess, or
Yeah, Patreon, or I don't know. I mean, like, oops, I messed that up. Stand by. Those 3 LEDs don't go there. A lot of the streamers too. I mean, if they're just streaming, it's they've got alternate sources of income. But if they're doing static VODs, video on demand as well, the VODs might be a little bit more tame, and so they won't get demonetized.
oh, interesting. I guess that's true. You could edit differently.
Yeah.
Well, that seems like a lot of work.
All of those are in place, and now you guys get to see my secret ingredient.
Oh, what's he doing now? He's got like some top
I
secret.
have-
Oh yeah, the piece of wood. Yes.
I've got a clamp that I can use to clamp these down to keep them all in place while I solder them.
Oh, must be nice. Must be nice.
What is this? Cheating.
No, that's a good way to do it. Actually, it's especially handy for sockets because when you
Yeah.
put in lots and lots of sockets, it's a pain in the butt. What I tend to do is I like to burn my fingers a lot, so I will hold in pins and solder them when I do sockets. Nobody will see me do that tonight, but my hands are not very sensitive anymore.
That sounds very painful.
It's only bad when you start to smell yourself cooking.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so let's see. Joel on my stream wants to know what the prize is. So there is no prize, just fame and glory. And
Although you never know, if somehow someone manages to beat the great and amazing Alex, I might give them a case.
Did you say a cake?
Yes, a cake. No cake.
Is that a Portal reference?
No, actually. I have never finished Portal 2. I've finished the first one, but I've never finished Portal 2. I should, because I know how great a game it is, but...
It's good. Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Those are both good.
Oh, yeah. Oh, there's no doubt. I know how good they are.
My soldering skills are awful tonight. Absolutely awful.
Well, whenever you're trying to show other people, that's when things go badly.
I kind of forgot what color I was just doing here. All right.
Well,
so,
interesting to see. We get some random patterns, right?
Yeah, there you go.
Oops. Should not have been.
The question is, will any of us get the pattern exactly right? Because with this many LEDs, there's a lot of avenue for error.
Well, that's assuming that Joe labeled them correctly and didn't double cross us.
Oh, that would be interesting.
Well, you know I mixed them up on purpose.
That would be amazing. Or that they're even the correct shade of color.
Yeah, they're just all random.
Some of them, actually, if you look in them, you can see the reflectors are slightly different. For example, the pink ones, the reflectors are quite orange.
The pink ones have a little phosphor on them to make them kind of, basically it's like it's a blue LED with a phosphor that emits red, so it kind of makes it purpley. Yeah. Man, I am just not soldering well tonight.
Yeah.
When I assembled the first prototype of this, I found it be easier to actually do it one color at a time.
Which is what I'm doing.
But I am trying something different tonight. And I'm finding that something different is actually making it difficult for me to get into the LEDs solder. So I'm going to change my angle here.
He started talking to himself already.
Yep. Well, that's part of the job as a YouTuber, right? If you don't talk to yourself, who are you talking to?
Exactly. Exactly.
It's not very interesting to watch someone who doesn't talk to themselves.
Right. That's a good point.
You'll see me? Yeah.
You still think nobody cares?
What?
Nothing.
That's working better.
Hey. All right. Buster, I'm missing LEDs.
Which one? Which color?
The orange. No, yellow.
Are you sure you didn't do too many?
I spoke too soon. Sorry. No, I'm good.
Okay.
The yellow? Yeah.
Because say I'll mail you some, Javier.
What?
I'll mail you some.
Yeah, you should.
I don't promise they arrive by the end of the stream, though.
Well, I know.
I don't know the rate we're going. It might. So
I wouldn't put it past myself to have miscounted.
Okay.
Me and math, we are not friends.
Welcome.
Anytime you're doing large number of similar components, because there were, I don't know, my error rate on my kits, because again, I was sending out resistors in this quantity. My error rate was probably like 2 or 3%, which is significant once you ship a lot of kits.
Yeah.
It's really hard unless you have a machine doing it for you.
On the resistors, I cheated. I have a little strip of paper that's the length of the number of resistors.
more cheating?
No, for sending them out.
Yep. Hey, I got to give a shout out to my niece, Molly. Hello, Molly.
Hi, Molly.
Has Molly started soldering yet?
I don't think she started soldering. Maybe I should send her a kit, though, or something.
You ought to do it.
Yep. All right, let's see.
Replying to chat. Making Apple logos on LED. Grim, yes. I'm sorry that you're slow at soldering. It is a race. I'm going to lose, but that's okay. For anybody who's come in late, it's my LEDBright kit where you get to make a logo out of LEDs, out of however many LEDs you want to make. Joel Mick, I'm assuming that's Joel McWilliams.
Yep.
Since everybody except Alex sells t-shirts, Whoever wins should get a free Apple T-shirt from the others.
Yes,
Okay.
that's a good point. Except, don't we already have all of the T-shirts from? Well, maybe not all, but
Yeah, I'd say we probably have quite a few.
I've got one of Joe's and one of Javier's. So
I don't actually have any of you all, so maybe everyone should send me one.
Let's
Well,
do
you gotta
an
win.
exchange.
yeah, you better get cracking.
Well, you got one of mine.
Your T-shirts? I don't think I do, Javier.
If you got one that's called Kansas Fest, you do.
Oh, that's a good point. I didn't think about that. So I guess I have quite a few.
Yep.
How long you been doing the T-shirts, Javier?
I think like 2 years now.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, that sounds right.
But I don't.
But you
I don't
just
promote
do
it
them
much.
after the fact, though, right?
Yeah.
Like you just did the ones like after we'd ordered them from another company, right? Then you just carry them in your store.
Right.
Is that right? Okay. Except for this year. I guess this year you actually made all of them. Well, or Printful did. So
Yeah.
cool.
Are you a professional artist, Javier?
I'm a graphic designer.
Oh, very cool. My mother was a publisher, so I used to talk to a lot of graphic designers fairly regularly.
Oh, nice.
Javier, didn't you do a remake of the Pascal poster?
Yep. Haven't you seen it? Look in the back of my.
Where is it?
Oh, there it is. It's in the frame in the very back. Yeah.
Yep.
So Javier, did you have original of that, or how did you get the artwork?
No, I made it myself.
Just from scratch.
In Illustrator.
That's awesome.
Took me like 2 weeks.
But that's based on an original poster, though, right?
Oh yeah. I took an original poster and
Yep.
I put it on as a template, and I read it on top of it in vector graphics.
So is that something like you're not selling any of that kind of reproduction stuff in your store, right?
I did 10 printer run. They're expensive.
Oh, yeah.
I did a run of 10 of them. No, not on my store because they don't allow to do anything.
Right.
With the
Right.
Apple logo. So I did it, through another printer.
Yep.
And, that's it. It looks beautiful, man. It came
You
up.
did that-
Yeah, I love that stuff.
Did you put that together in InDesign? Is that like a vector graphic type of thing?
Yeah, Adobe Illustrator is called.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've been using Illustrator since Illustrator 88.
I actually been using this in 1.0.
Oh, very cool, Javier. Very cool. Yeah, for me, Illustrator 88 on a Macintosh Plus, I believe, was my first.
Oh my God.
You guys are making me feel young. Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, you are young. I might even be. Am I the oldest one here?
Who's the oldest one?
Well, you guys were using Adobe Illustrator when I was in third grade, so.
Yes, maybe we are.
Yes. I also was lucky enough that I got my first computer when I was 6.
Wow.
Damn.
That's awesome.
I had no idea how lucky I was. My mother took a class in basic programming. My mom, you'll never see this, at MIT. And when she came back from the class, she bought a Commodore 64. I know, boo Commodore, but we could afford it. And she did some programming at home, and then she taught me basic, and that was the start of my computer career.
Damn.
Awesome.
1982.
That's a cool mom.
I thought so. She also helped me type in so many assembly language programs by reading them to me.
Oh, wow.
Reading
That's,
That is awesome.
that's devoted.
That's hardcore.
No doubt. Hey, Javier,
Yo.
we got a question on my chat about the T-shirts for Kansas Fest. Somebody wants to, let's see, Bob Brown wants to know if you have sent them all out. So maybe you can address
Yes.
that.
I don't do it. It's a company, but it goes through my store. And because of the COVID, they've been having some issues. And they have printers in East Coast and West Coast. So depending on where you're sending it to, it may be a little bit slower than the other ones. And I apologize for that, but it's.
Yeah, all shipping is like that. I've been ordering many parts for some various things that I've been building, and packages are randomly delayed. For example, Chris shipped me the Kansas Fest pin, and I believe mine is still sitting in Colorado.
Yeah, but that's my fault. That's because I ran out of envelopes.
Okay. So I figured it was just sitting at the post office.
Nope, you can completely blame me for that one. So that was, we completely underestimated the number of people who were going to sign up for Kansas Fest. I think we ordered 250 envelopes, and then there's over 400 people now signed up. So there's supposed to be more arriving tomorrow, and then I'll send them out then.
Cool.
Well, that's cool either way. I figured I could eventually hit you up directly, if nothing else, assuming we manage to be able to see each other in person next year.
Yep, that is very true. Yeah, and I know there's quite a few people who actually, I did mail the pins out, so the first batch, and like the international ones, I think one person has gotten theirs, but the rest are just, stuck in customs, just slowed down with, everything going on in the world. So.
Yeah, I've been finding that the average in U.S. customs when stuff coming into the United States right now is about 3 weeks.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
I got a couple questions from my chat. Grim is asking what's on these T-shirts. I think the T-shirts that Joel was talking about. We got all types of T-shirts. Javier, do you want to talk about some of the designs you have on 8-bit tees there?
Well, you can see one here. I'm wearing one, the Apple IIc Picasso. And I got the Macintosh Picasso, the Lisa Picasso, and the GS Picasso.
Cool.
And several different ones. The only ones that I don't carry are the ones that have logos from Apple, because of, they don't allow me to do that.
Yeah.
But all kinds of geeky stuff, the Beagle Brothers, all those cats that they had on their screens, on the color screens, and
the kind of like the wood cut design things that they did.
Yeah.
And Chris, you've got of course you're wearing one of your designs right now.
Yep.
Yeah, I got my Oregon Trail one on. Javier, it's 8bittees.com, right?
There's some caps that I also have. Look at that. Wizardry.
Yeah, too bad Robert Woodhead was supposed to be the key speaker at
I know. I was looking forward to that.
But he's still signed up virtually, but we're going to delay his keynote until next year so you can actually give it in person.
Yeah, Wizardry has had a huge impact on me, so I really loved that work.
Same here. Yeah,
it was the first game that I taught myself to hack, save game files in.
That's cool. Yeah, my brother and I played through that
so
entire
lucky.
game. United Diamonds, and so.
But Chris, what's yours is ct6502.com, right?
Oh yeah.
.org.
Org, yes, important. Yes.
Yep.
So let me send that to my chatters.
Yep, I just sent Javier's in mine. I guess I actually already sent yours because I sent the link to the LEDBright. Yeah. No,
I got that poster over there. Can you see it? I cannot see it behind my camera, but anyway, it's Beagle Brothers. But they're the handle with care icons. I sell that on my just the icons on my store. So
the icon, like the alligator eating the disc icon and all of that.
Yep.
Yeah, those are awesome.
Yeah, I love them. I got a T-shirt with that.
On my web store, I have some generic geek terms, like my 8 bits are all you need logo, Halt and Catch Fire logo.
Nice.
Mugs with the logo on it and stuff like that. I took the print shop thinking, when you print and it like shows the rainbow colors of printing while it's printing. I have some stickers.
That's very cool.
That's cool.
Like that. I have, one of mine is I have 063 problems, but 8 bits ain't one.
I love that one.
063 being 99 in hex.
So let's see. Fender Sidekick on my chat was asking a question about the registrations for Kansas Fest. So we hit 400 on June 30th. And so then, yeah, so then everything above that is, you know, I think, I'm not sure what we're up to now, but it's definitely above that. Yeah, and we only ordered 400 pins. So sorry if you registered after June 30th, but that just means you have to just come in person next year.
Absolutely. We want to see your shining faces.
Yep.
For anybody who's out there who isn't going but they're thinking of going, if it's open next year to attend, I highly suggest. I've been thinking of going every year since 2016, and then decided in 2019 to finally go. And if you're the shy type, don't feel shy. Everybody is super friendly, and they're all about as nerdy and shy as you are, so it's all fine.
Yep.
Yeah, it's an amazing environment. As I said, my history was Commodore, but there's nothing like the Apple II community. There's a reason I keep coming to Kansas Fest.
Yeah, I used to hate Commodore, but now I got an Amiga.
Oh, do you?
I do hate it, but you know, I didn't really care about it.
I have an Amiga 500 in my collection back here off my shoulder that I've had for about 2 years now, but I haven't done anything with it. It went over there, sat on the bench, and it's just been sitting there.
Huh.
Yeah, I have a 600 and a 4000.
Ooh.
Wow, 4,000.
So Joe,
Huge,
does your 500 work?
Does my 500 work? Yes.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, works perfectly fine.
Cool.
I hacked together a little cable that you can connect into the parallel port of an old school PC in order to be able to write floppy disks for it. That was an interesting adventure. But I got it.
Yeah, that's the challenge. Somebody needs to do for the Amiga. Admittedly, I guess the Gotex and things like that and the HXC have removed a lot of the difficulty, but
yeah.
I've had Amigas for a long time, and I first got an Amiga 500 when I was in high school, and I did not have any discs for it for a long time. So I got to just look at the really disturbing hand.
It is disturbing. Thank you. I thought it was only me that thought that.
Nope. Come to VCF East and ask Dave Haney about it.
Actually,
basically, the reason it's so odd is because they saved memory.
Oh, really?
Yep.
You know what I used to despise and hate? That stupid pointer, man.
Oh yeah, it is odd.
The pointer was so odd, man. Oh, ugly.
Isn't it like a weird 45-degree angle too? So it's very ergonomic. Yeah. But eventually I'll get to showing that Amiga on my channel. But the 8-bit stuff takes precedence for me for the most part.
Yep. Amiga 1000s are really cool too.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yes.
I like pizza boxes.
Somebody was asking on my chat, the kit is currently sold out on my store. Yes, I will be activating that momentarily.
What an idiot.
I didn't want to sell them before they were ready to be sold, if that makes sense. But this is my first time doing this kind of thing, so it stands to reason I made one little glitch. Stand by.
So Joe, you have them in stock though, if people want to buy them?
What's that?
You have kits in stock?
Yes. I currently have 11 of them. But the only thing that I'm short on are the actual boards and the 3D cases. The 3D cases will be printed basically on demand because I didn't feel like it was fair to ask Alex, hey, can you spend the next 2.5 weeks printing cases for me? Especially I don't know what the popularity of the case is going to be. So I didn't want to, you know, necessarily load him down and load me down with all these cases that whatever. The boards I only have 11 of, but those can be ordered PDQ and I can get those usually within a week and a half or so. And I have enough LEDs to choke a small horse, so I'm not worried about LEDs and resistors.
Awesome.
So to answer your question, yes.
Cool. So Alex, how long does it take to print out one of those cases?
About 16 hours.
What?
Yes.
Dang. And
Yep.
what kind of printer do you have? What kind of 3D printer?
I have a lot, but my primary printer, I have a Prusa i3 Mark IIs, 2.5S actually. But I also have a Cetus, which is a little linear rail-based printer. I have a Creality CR10S 300, and I have an MGN Cube, BLV MGN Cube.
Dang. What are you typically using them for? Are you printing out like prototypes for stuff, or is it stuff
Yeah,
like
prototyping. Yeah, that's exactly it. So I got into 3D printing as an offshoot to my vintage computer enthusiasm. I design cases and repair parts and things like that. I don't know if anyone who's been to Kansas Fest, you may have seen some of my talks about it. So I do kind of Charles Mangan does a lot of 3D printing as well. Option 8. Definitely check out his stuff. He does beautiful models. I do more the repair. So I guess I'm more the mechanical rather than the artist.
Right. Have you thought about doing like the funny little like Apple II cases and things like that, or is it just not
absolutely have? No, I like Apple II cases for sure, but if I were going to do them, I want to do full scale.
Okay.
Seriously, I do big prints. That's one of the reasons I have so many printers, because I cut them up into bits and then assemble them.
Yep.
So anybody who was asking if the boards were up for sale, they are for sale now. I just updated that. You may have to refresh your browser if you're wanting to look for that. All of the little bits and pieces that come with the board are requisite of buying the board. For example, you can't buy the LED light kit unless you buy the board too. And that's just for multiple different reasons. However, if later down the road, for some reason, you want to buy one of those separate things, just contact me and I can get you a separate kit aside from the board. Or you can just get the board yourself and put a whole bunch of flashy LEDs in it if you like. That's fine.
Yeah, that's one of your hopes for this thing, right? Is that people are going to do custom designs, as you mentioned before. So hopefully people will create some neat stuff.
Hey, Joe, question. Yeah. Can we cut these things?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We don't need to cut them, connect them with anything else?
No, you just solder them through, and when you're done, you clip them off.
Okay. Good, thanks.
I mean, you can leave them on there if you want to, but if they get all like tangled and connected, if they get all tied together, you'll have issues with it.
Yeah, and if what you should do, Javier, is keep a supply of resistor legs and LED legs. They're good for making jumpers and things like that. So I keep a box of them.
Yeah, just cut them off and just put them in a little bin and keep them to the side.
Good.
I've changed my camera angle. You guys really can't see me. Stand by. That better? That's better. So this is my first, as I was saying earlier, this is my first PCB kit, but I have long-term plans to do other PCB kits. Some learn to solder kits, probably, little things. Just like little red and blue flashy light kits and stuff like that.
Maybe not red and blue.
What's that?
I said maybe not red and blue.
Why you think people will use them as they'll stick them in their car dash and pull people over?
Yeah, well, just sort of a joke on all the on the world we live in today.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Also, I showed this earlier. This little thing right here. I call that the chicken switcher. It's kind of hard to see there.
What did they say? Eggs?
What is it? Where you? Oh, I see.
Basically, what allows you to do is allows you to put a higher density EEPROM into a Commodore 64.
Yeah, that's very,
It
very
converts the
useful.
pins over. But in addition, it's designed to be. I know we're getting a little off Apple II topic here, but it's designed to be used with like Jiffy DOS and those different kernels, so that you don't have to permanently modify wires on your board or anything like that. It's got the connection pins, the reset, restore pins, and all that stuff to connect things up and make it a little bit easier to do. There are folks already selling those out there, of course, but it doesn't hurt to have more than one option.
Yep, I'm completely agreed. The more the merrier in the vintage scene.
Those are my prototype. I ordered them. I'm like, ooh, I get to test it. And then after they were already on the boat from China, I realized I had an error in them. So
Oh no.
they were wired exactly backwards, and it would have resulted in fires, and that would have been really cool. But we don't want to do that. So I also have my JCM1 computer that I want to eventually release as a board.
Oh, what's that based on?
It's just it's a 6502 based PC.
Very cool.
It's very similar in design to Grant Searle's 6502 single board computer.
Yep.
If you're familiar with that. But independently designed. I tried not to directly copy anybody because it's easy enough to just go out, find design and be like, oh, I'm going to build that. But it has some. The current design has some unique features to it. The audio, for example, has two AY3-8910 audio chips.
Oh, neat.
I decided to stick with those because China is cloning them, and they're cheap. So because they're being cloned, you can still get them. You're not worrying about like trying to get a vintage SID chip from like a Commodore 64 that really belongs to be staying in a Commodore 64. Or
yeah, I was going to jump on that and say, please, no matter what the retro computer is, do not steal chips from working vintage machines.
Yes. And they're easy to wire up and make work and all of that. They're also wired up with two digital potentiometers that are addressable by the 6502. And they're set that way so that you can have panable stereo audio of all 6 channels independently.
Cool. Nice.
I just did that for funsies. I just, it's cool that 8-bit computers had audio and stuff at the time, but the thing that a lot of them didn't have was stereo because it was kind of expensive to try to implement such a thing. But with these little digital pots, it's just you just wire it up, you send it. They're programmed over I think SPI or something like that, and you can send SPI mode 0 I think straight from a 6522. You just wire it up and send it commands. It's like okay, and so you can pan the audio left and right.
Have you done a video on any of the audio stuff? I know you did a series of videos on the video component of that computer, right?
Yeah,
have you done anything with audio?
Oh yeah, there's a whole video on that, on the design of that on my channel. It's probably a couple years old now because the project I have a full-time job, so this kind of stuff is just weekend stuff for me. So, alrighty. So all my LEDs are in, and they're mostly square. Okay. Now for resistors. I have to remember which resistors go with what. I designed it and don't even remember.
Well, the resistor values are all the same, at least in my kit.
You got an early version of the kit, so in your case, they are the same. The reason being is because I have higher resistor values for the green, blue, and pink LEDs because they're super bright. Yes. Yes. Exactly. And the reason I did it that way, again, was just so that the LEDs would be of relatively equal brightness on the board. If you don't do that, what you have happen, you just got the green ones, which were like super duper bright and blowing you out, and then the red ones you can barely see. So, and here's one of my tricks to get all the resistors out all at once. Doobie doobie doo.
You just cutting them with a pair of scissors?
Yep.
Cool.
With scissors, really?
Yep.
Kills your scissors.
Doesn't kill these scissors. These are like super duper uber shears. You can also use lineman shears.
Or you can use
telecom
these
people use.
nice Exolite ones.
My those scissors I have are just like super duper heavy duty. So
The other thing is, if you start buying enough 3D printers, you will have as many trimming or diagonal cutters as you'll ever need. Every printer in the world comes with one.
So now we're on to the resistors.
All right, so you got all your soldered in, your LEDs.
Yeah, my LEDs are all soldered in.
Dang,
All the lights
You are going fast. I think you're definitely going fast.
Well, I cheated. I made a jig.
Yeah, he knows.
He does.
But I got this correct. Yes. You can actually this little jig I made. It's just basically it's a piece of foam padding, just stuck onto the back of a piece of wood there that I made custom for this. But you can actually get professionally made jigs that take the whole board, and it actually it's all hinged, so you put your components in, you fold it down, then you open it up and flip it over, and it all keeps it together in one in one thing. But they're super expensive. They're like $300 a pop.
Yeah, it wouldn't be worth it unless you were going to do a ton of these.
Exactly. How many rows is that? Is that 3 rows? It's top 2. It's top 2 rows. So, Chris, are you allowed to give us any insight as to what kind of sessions are going to be going on at K-Fest this year? Or you have to keep all that hush hush?
You can tell
What
us
kind
the
of
calculus.
Give you the inside scoop.
Not necessarily exactly what, but kind of anything that's out of the ordinary, anything that's you think is going to be really super interesting this year.
He's gonna be in
let's see.
line.
What?
He's gonna be in line.
Yeah. It's gonna be amazing. Let me take a gander here because I don't even remember half of them myself. So I don't know if you guys, there's gonna be one on the remake of Myst, the computer game for the Apple II.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, that should be really cool.
Yep. Let's see something. It's gonna be this amazing talk on Nox Archaeist. Just stupendous.
That's boring.
Hey. Let's see what else we got going on. There's a lot of stuff about emulators. So we've got a couple different talks, one for an Apple II emulator, another one for an Apple One. Actually, I guess that one's maybe more like a simulator or something. There are going to be, I don't know if you guys remember last year, Kay Savitz did his table reads for.
Oh, yeah.
So we're gonna have a repeat of that. So that should be. I don't know how it's gonna work, but that should be a lot of fun. Couple talks on the Apple II. I'm sorry, the Apple III. There are going to be something about the Wii modem. So I don't know if anybody has done anything with that. I have yet to play around with that. Let's see what else, and then I don't know, a bunch of other stuff.
Cool.
Don't want to give
Is
away too
Jason
much.
Scott going to be doing another marathon type of contest like you did last year?
We have, so it starts on Friday, and then Friday night we have kind of an open 3-hour or 4-hour slot, which is, we're calling it like game / get together / whatever.
Okay.
And so I think during that time that, people can do game sessions, or they can just sit and chat with each other. So maybe
Cool.
he'll do something then. I'm not sure. All right, let's see. Skip to, I'm doing the green now. The green is tricky. You got to be careful with the green.
What? Why? What's that?
Well, because they're like, a very specific pattern, right? The rest
Oh,
of them are
okay.
all
Yeah.
just kind of rows. And you either start one early or start one late, but the green is like, you got to count.
That's the one that tripped me up on the very first.
Did it?
Yeah, I ended up getting the row one off and had to reset them all.
Oh, man.
Resistor time. Cool. Now, for my first run of these, I was able to get, for the smaller value resistors, the resistors are actually physically smaller. And so they kind of fit better. But I wasn't able to find the higher value resistors in the smaller physical form factor.
So how do you recommend we do it then? Is it kind of like the resistors almost like standing up?
Yeah, standing up vertically.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
You just fold it over and you kind of, I don't know if you can see it on camera here. I use the higher res one, but kind of like that.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, I see that.
This board can be very easily modified to use SMT surface mount components as well.
Yeah, and don't let that put you off. SMT soldering is not as hard as you think it is.
Yeah. It's only like tricky if you're trying to do it all at once. Like if you're trying to do the whole like board remelt with the chip quick type solder goop and all of that. I mean, they're tinier, but it's not really that big of a deal.
Yeah, and the other thing is hot air can make it really easy depending on what you're doing. But yeah, most surface mount down to a fairly small size is not that difficult.
Just really need a nice set of tweezers and steady hand, and it's not too bad.
Yep,
Usually
and
the trick is to solder one side first and then solder the other side. If you try to like do it all at once or something like that, you can have issues. That is if you're soldering with an iron. I mean, if you're doing it with hot air, that's different.
Or you can also use a template. Most of the PCB houses now will make templates for you pretty cheaply.
Yeah.
And that makes it really easy because then you can just use a putty knife to spread your.
Yep. I would love to be able to create some sort of project for the Apple II proper that makes the Apple II do something really cool, but I can't think of anything that hasn't already been done.
CFFA.
We've got some amazing engineers out there. It's really amazing stuff. What did you say, Javier?
CFFA.
Clone it.
I'm waiting for that guy that is doing the accelerator, the new one.
Which accelerator is that?
Oh,
I don't know. It's a board with a Raspberry Pi.
Oh yeah, Pi-based accelerator. Yeah.
So
I have one of those for something similar for the Amiga. I have an accelerator in my 600 called a Vampire. If anyone's heard of it.
Oh yeah, I heard about it.
Yeah, it's an FPGA device. It's extraordinarily fast.
Those are FPGA technology really is what's changing a lot of us being able to do these cool things. with the old computers. It's really the only way to emulate new technology, but be able to make it talk to the old tech. I mean, you can do it with standard logic, but the board would be 5 times the size of the original machine.
Right.
Well, and you see it because people have done that. You've seen the Mega 6502 and things like that. You end up with a very slow board.
Resistors are in place for those. Which resistors are next? The ones at the bottom.
All right, I'm done with the LEDs.
Damn,
Excellent.
I'm low.
Still behind Joe. Alex, where are you?
I'm still working on the LEDs.
I have no idea how I'm that far ahead. I don't get it.
I haven't been watching, so I could not tell you.
Must just
But yeah, I'm sure your template was a very good idea for sure. It probably didn't help the fact that I walked into my house about less than 10 minutes before the start of the stream.
All right, so Joe, for the higher resistors, that goes, they're 2.2 kilo ohms, right?
Yes, the one with the 3 red bands, and
Yep,
those
and they
go
go
on
the
green,
green,
blue,
right?
and pink, or purple if you want to call it. They actually look purple when you light them up.
You sure they go on the purple? That's not what you said in my instructions.
The instructions are incorrect. The next version of the instructions will have that corrected.
Okay. And they go to the left of the LED.
Correct.
Is that correct?
Yep.
Okay.
If you look very carefully, you can see on the board the number matches on each set.
Yep.
So like DE5 would have RE5, and it's below and to the
Yep.
left.
Yep. Okay, gotcha.
Before you solder in the pink ones, though, let me double check and make sure my count is correct on that. I could be completely wrong. I don't think I am, based on I have a design spreadsheet where I was adding up and counting all the components, and it was indicating that the pinks get those. Doobie doobie doo. This is also a good warm run of the installation. We have like more than just me putting it together, so it allows us to get an idea of what's wrong in the kit before I start shipping kits out to people.
A good beta testing.
Yes. Patrick Benton ordered a kit. Thank you, Patrick. Appreciate that.
Woo!
Patrick. Joe, could you just get that out to him right now? He can just start.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be interesting.
That'd be amazing.
I'm not sure we'd get there in time.
It's not downloadable?
What, the kit?
Yep.
The LEDs are not downloadable.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
We can't 3D print electronics yet.
Not yet? Oh, man.
Actually, you can. I do have, and I have fooled around with, there is indeed conductive filament you can get.
Wait, can you like 3D print an LED?
No.
Oh, man.
They kind of sort of do that in the manufacturing plant, but kind of not.
I'm done too with the LEDs.
Yes, according to my count, the pink LEDs do get the higher value resistors.
All right, so I don't know how to do the next. You're going to have to help me.
Stand them on end, Javier. I'll show you if you want. Either you can look at what they're doing, or I can also show you.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you look at my chat window, you see how I got it folded over.
I don't see your chat window.
Okay.
On your channel. I'm looking at
And not my chat window, but my video window. If you just switch your zoom to where you can see me.
Yeah.
That's how you fold the resistors over.
Okay.
Is that what you were asking?
Yeah, but also which one is which? You say these ones are what?
Oh, yes. My bad. So the resistor, the larger one with 3 red bands, those go on the green, blue, and pink ones.
Okay, so hold on.
One in your left hand, I believe. Yes.
Yeah. So this go green what? Green?
Green, blue, and pink.
Okay.
And then the
The
other
bright
one
ones.
that's got the blue and green bands
Mm-hmm.
goes in red, orange, and yellow. It seems backwards if you want to think about it mnemonically like that. The colors are backwards from where they go.
Okay.
So the warm colored resistors go in the cool LEDs.
And these are insides.
What's that?
The small ones are insides. Green, yellow, orange, and red.
Yes.
So the 3 insides. And these are the outsides.
Right.
Okay. Thanks.
Now the upside is with the resistors, if you get them in wrong, it won't break. Your brightness will just be weird. So it would be that your green, blue, and pinks would be super duper bright, and the red, orange, and yellow would be really dim.
All right. So let me
That's
see.
not a big deal to fix it either.
Yeah, the resistors are easy to pop out and redo.
Okay. When you're done, let me know the front of it.
I'm not sure I understand.
Swap your, yeah, let me see the front. The front of your board. Oh, sorry, I'm looking at another video. Okay, and where are the resistors?
Okay, so for HLED, the resistor goes down 1 row and to the left a half row. Does that make sense?
Yeah, you can match up the codes on them.
So if you look really closely at the numbering and lettering on the silk screen,
Yep.
For example, if you had an LED in D01,
Yep.
if you look down 1 row and to the left, you'll see R01.
Okay.
They match by number. Does that make sense?
Gotcha now.
Okay.
And they go R01, it's in D01, R02 is D02, and that's it?
Exactly.
And they go in the front or in the back?
I would suggest putting them through the front.
Okay.
But you can put them through the back if you don't want the resistors to show. With the understanding.
However, that would preclude using the case that I designed.
Exactly. Yeah. So if you put the LED, the resistors through the back, it won't clear the case.
Gotcha.
So that's one of those build options for you. You know, if you want it to look super techy, you can put them in everything on the front. If you want it to look kind of techy but not super techy, you can put them on the back. And then if you want it to look all fancy and stuff, then you put them all through the front, but then use the 3D case, and it hides all the electronics.
And if you want a real weird effect, you can put the LEDs on the back.
Yeah, there you go. Just make
And
sure
you'll
you reverse them so that the pins are still on the left.
Yep.
What do we say about singing?
Oh, sorry.
Singing is good.
I'm just teasing. Come on.
I actually do have to be careful about that. They can copyright strike me. Literally, they'll copyright strike me for singing something too long.
Oh,
Are you
good-
kidding? I just
point.
I think you live in the wrong country.
Yeah.
All right. So when I was soldering my LEDs, I filled in a couple of the holes. So for the resistors, have you done that, Joe? Or yeah, it's okay. I'll just.
Here's the trick right there. What I'm holding up. Desoldering
solder wick, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, that stuff is good right there for clearing holes. Yeah. The solder shot gun will work too.
Yeah.
You might
Well,
have
that's
to
even better job.
get a good seal though. Stand by. I need another resistor.
gives me a chance to pull out the Hotco 301. Too bad you guys don't have one of these Hotco 301s. That's really too bad.
Oh man, gosh, I need to get one of those.
Oh, something like this. Okay, I got it. I should look for one of this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Peter the Icon Picker says, "Hi guys, I have built one of these myself for the Commodore logo on it." Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. Heard that.
What's that?
That's the solder sucker.
Oh, sorry. Oh, yeah.
Yep, I filled in a hole as well, so I was clearing it. I'm just
Yep.
checking all my solder work because I just finished the LEDs.
XOR says LEDBright, making things with light. Yes, absolutely.
LEDBright was so much fun as a kid.
Yep.
I don't know if XOR heard earlier, but one of my ideas was to make this with little sockets, so you could replace the LEDs at your leisure and actually literally make it a LEDBright. Non-copyright infringing, of course. Do. Now you got the theme stuck in my head. Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. There we go. More soldering.
Right. Oh,
Looks like I only filled in one of them.
That's pretty good.
This solder sucker.
Yep, I hear the manual solder sucker. I heard the.
Those work pretty well sometimes.
It all depends on how quick you are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on, do it. There we go.
I have never been a big fan.
Have you been in a big air conditioner? Sorry. My dad is the king of dad jokes, and I've inherited his dad joke gene. So
That's awesome.
I feel sorry for your kids.
don't have any. Woot!
Yet.
Putting
Give it
the
time.
on the wooden table behind me, so I'm trusting my audience to let me know if they see flames coming up behind me. But only if I happen to look down at the chat.
I hear someone else desoldering.
Yeah.
Me.
I haven't had to do that yet.
Yeah, rub it in.
Yeah. Mister, I've done this like 30 times, so I know everything.
Chris, I seriously, I thought you were gonna like totally beat me. I was watching your live stream of the Apple II assembly, and you were just flying along with those with the sockets. I'm like, wow, man.
Yeah, I'm just taking my time, making sure I do a good job.
Yeah, it's part of it is I love building stuff, so I'm never gonna go ridiculously fast. It's like unwrapping either Christmas or Hanukkah presents. It's at least for me, the fun is in the unwrapping. It drives my wife and my daughter nuts. Because I'll sit there and take 10 minutes to open a present.
Cold therapy.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna ask my chat again. Does anybody hear like weird beeping going on randomly? I have a Discord chat for Kansas Fest in the background, and it keeps telling me people are sending messages. I just don't know if that's coming across my audio feed or not.
I don't hear it. So.
Nope, I don't hear it either.
Okay. Because I'm not sure how OBS is capturing the audio on my computer. I don't know if it's pulling that through or not.
Right. That is one of the things that's going to be interesting with this year's Kansas Fest is people getting presentations and making sure that they get the audio to work properly. And I think we're going to run into some, issues, especially if they're trying to
find out, right?
I know. So we've been trying to practice. So this is actually kind of a good practice run anyway, because we're using the Kansas Fest Zoom account. So.
Uh-oh. Do you have permission to do that?
You better.
Sort of gave myself permission.
Oh, okay.
Uh-oh. You're in trouble.
Shh. Don't tell anybody.
Nobody will know.
Don't tell the rest of the admins who happen to be in the chat watching anyway.
Correct.
Right. Hopefully they won't tell on me.
But who are they going to tell on you too? Themselves?
Yeah, exactly. All right, let's see. What do I have a feeling I goofed something up?
Do. Sorry, it went silent. I had to fill the noise.
Yeah, I'm singing again.
You don't want to get an FCC violation for dead air.
Cease and desist.
True.
So,
Does anyone know,
go ahead.
let's say, does anyone know why the FCC fines TV or radio stations for dead air?
Is this a trivia question or an honest question?
No, honest question. I have no idea.
I don't know.
A good question.
Of course, it only goes to U.S. viewers because obviously no one outside the United States is going to care about the FCC.
Limit
know,
Herb, I think I know
wonder if
who
it was
that is.
having-
Said he'll wait until the next live Kansas Fest. Shipping to Canada is just under 52. Yes. The shipping for the kit is expensive outside of the United States because I can't use the excellent in-states flat rate shipping for that, and I didn't want to try to do UPS because that would be even more expensive. But yeah, I plan to keep these kits for quite a long time, and the next time I see folks in person, I will bring some with me. So, not to unsell myself, but if you're not in the continental United States and the shipping is exorbitant, that's fine. No worries. I'm not selling these to get rich. I'm selling these to have things for people to have fun putting together and sit on the desk and to look at and say, hey, that looks pretty. So
You wanted to get rich.
what's that?
You told me you wanted to get rich.
Oh, whatever.
The other thing you can do is if you're ordering and there's other folks in the area who might be interested, coordinate the order. It's much cheaper to ship a bunch together.
Yeah.
Because even with the international shipping, I'm still using flat rates, and so if I can fit it all in the box, it fits in the box. So
Yeah, shipping is just really expensive international. It's kind of unfortunate. Even to Canada.
Unless you're shipping to the United States from China, and then for some reason it's $5. Figure that one out.
Yeah, it's because it's all subsidized, but
It helps us all out, though, if you think about it. It certainly can hurt U.S. businesses in competing, but anybody who buys small electronic parts, whether you know it or not, you're buying from China.
True.
Yep.
So when the U.S. withdrawing from the International Postal Union because of that complaint will actually hurt U.S. business, unfortunately, because of their supply price will go up.
Right.
So it's like everything else with international trade, it's a double-edged sword.
Yep.
I actually almost didn't get all of these components on time for the stream. I had ordered a lot of the LEDs straight from China through kind of direct Chinese shipper seller stuff, and those have yet to arrive.
Really?
I haven't got them yet. I ordered them a month and a half ago, and they weren't coming. So I honestly hopped on eBay and bought the LEDs in bulk that way. And then that's
just the way it works. Yeah, that's unfortunately it's. And if you watch them, and depending on what tracking you have, a lot of the holdup recently is U.S. Customs. If you've been on the stream a while, you've probably heard me say that before. I've been watching pretty closely. And it's not just COVID. Before COVID, U.S. Customs has been holding up packages for a long time, and I don't really know why.
Well, it's probably all that. Well, I don't want to drop into politics. There's reasons.
You better be careful.
Yeah.
That's like Kansas Fest, I think the first day we're going to make that pretty clear. You know, this is to talk about the Apple computer and not politics. And
Yeah.
Yep.
But anyway, yes, no politics on stream, please. Thank you. There's the little 680 ohm, or the 680 or 560s. I believe they're 560s.
so how close are you?
All I have to do is solder in the 560s, which are the red, green, and red, orange, yellow, and then I'm done.
I'm just
Yeah,
wondering
you're
what,
way ahead of me. You're probably ahead of me by 30 or 40 minutes, I'm guessing.
Wow. Guys, you're inflating my ego now. Oh, you gotta be careful.
You're already inflated, ego?
Yes.
Gonna say, Joe, it's just get married and you can take care of that problem. I don't know if you're already married or not.
Oh yeah, I'm married.
There you go. That's how you deflate your ego.
Yes. Yeah. That's why I'm downstairs right now.
Yep.
I'm in my domain.
Same thing with me. That's why I'm in my shop.
Yeah. The only place we got left.
It's funny too. The 560 ohm resistors I got, they look like tiny little 8-watt resistors, but they are quarter-watt rated.
Yeah, it's really amazing. Some of the stuff you look at older resistors, they're much bigger. It's some of the newer ones seem to be getting much more efficient.
Yeah. These the little 560s here, I mean, they're probably, honestly, they're probably SMT based technology that had been adapted for through-hole use, if I had to guess. You probably found it cheaper to adapt the SMT technology than try to retool a plant or something like that.
It's one of the things I worry about. I really do enjoy building, and I do worry that enthusiast targeted parts will be at some point hard to get, but it hasn't happened so far.
No, like, you know, the LS series logic chips for just throwing together little blinky light toys and stuff like that. You'd figure those would go the way of the Dodo and they'd all be surface mount, but nope. Through hole stuff.
Yeah, I don't think those are going anywhere because there's a lot of military and government stuff that depends
Yeah,
on that stuff
yeah.
for repair. So I'm just more thinking of like through hole resistors and things like that.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Want them because they just take up too much room in the board. But we'll see. Hope for the best.
So does anybody have any experience with Apple IIIs?
I'm about to.
Oh, are you getting one?
I bought one like a month ago.
Sweet.
Very cool.
But a friend of mine has it in close here, but you know, like a few miles upstate. So I gotta go and pick it up.
Cool.
So you don't have it yet?
Nope.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't have a lot of experience. Oh yeah, because Joe, didn't you just get 2 of them or something weird like that?
Yep. I traded a couple of my old mid-90s Macs that I wasn't too fond of.
Yep.
For a couple of Apple IIIs, one with a board failure and one with a power supply failure, hoping that between the two I could get one good one.
Yep.
Played with them over the weekend and got them both working. So
you have 2 good ones.
yes. Now the one with the bad power supply, I mean, it still has a bad power supply, but it functions with a good supply, so at least I know what it is, and I've diagnosed the problem with the other one.
Yep.
One of those, hey Joel, I was just about ready to mention you. Your order is in. Thank you. One of those came from him. He had sold it to Britt Dodd.
Yep.
And then I traded my Macs for those Apple IIIs.
Cool.
Earlier in the week. So
Apple III is really a maligned machine. I remember when they came out, and I remember the complaints. And
yeah,
I had one. We had a 3 Plus, in fact, at my high school. And unfortunately, I didn't have any software for it, but I thought it was a neat machine. I took it apart, and I appreciated some things about the engineering. And 3 Plus is actually a decent machine.
Yeah.
They really didn't have any of the problems with the regular 3, but they're rare.
Yeah.
You say you took apart the school's computer?
That was actually my job. I maintained the computer labs, both the library and. Yep.
Okay.
So
Making
yeah.
sure. Cool.
Yep. Well, when we were kids, if you think about it, there weren't enough teachers out there who knew how to do this stuff, so they had to get students to do it.
That's true.
Yep.
That is true.
So one of the things I think kids miss out on nowadays, because I got a lot out of that. I got to know a lot of teachers and.
Don't start me on that.
What do you think, Javier?
I'm just, sick and tired of kids are they think they know computers, and just like my kid, he was like, oh, I know this, and you don't know how to use this and that, and I went to the router and disconnected her, and I say, okay, show me more, and she was because knowing
I
how
can TikTok. You can't TikTok. I'm like, yeah, well.
you cannot either.
Uh-huh.
You guys are like, darn kids, get off my lawn.
Exactly, that's me.
Get off my land. Yeah. I was one of those lucky kids too that was interested in the computer stuff early on and just taught myself everything.
Yeah.
I learned pretty much everything about PCs. PCs are my career. Fortunately or unfortunately, however you want to look at it. But I learned tons about PCs by just begging my parents to get me a subscription to PC Magazine.
And that's a good idea. That's a wise thing.
I had a subscription for 2 years and learned tons about Windows 95 and the registry and all of that stuff without even ever touching a computer.
Wow.
And by the time I had a Windows PC in 96, I think it was, I was able to hack the registry, make system changes. I'd learned how to do basic diagnostics, all that stuff just from reading stuff.
That's really cool. It's a good idea.
But I'm kind of one of those weird people that I can read a technical document, be interested, completely enthralled, and absorb it. But you put me down in front of a novel and I fall asleep.
Well, I can sympathize there too, because even though I had a computer fairly young, because the computers were very expensive when I was young, most of the things like PCs and I had access to some Macs, again, as I mentioned before we started the stream. My mother is semi-retired publisher, and she's workaholic, so she used to take me to work with her in the evenings and weekends.
Mm-hmm.
And I got to touch a lot of high-end Mac hardware that way that I never would have touched. But other than that, it was just really expensive. So I spent a lot of the stuff I read about in the library, machines that I never touched. That's how I learned everything I knew about Unix to begin with, and Unix is my career.
Yep.
Unix. Yeah, I got big into, I don't know Unix per se, but I got kind of big into Linux around 99, 2000 or so.
Whenever people try and draw a distinction between Unix and Linux, they're being silly.
Yeah.
It's one of those things that's just, whenever people argue with me about that, or like, yeah. Unix is Unix. It doesn't, trademark is not what's important.
Yeah. And, they're very similar in the conceptual operation.
Well, and Linux is a Unix.
Yes. So if you really want to dig into the distinctions, you're getting really low level there. The way they operate at like the kind of the kernel level is different, but
it depends though. If you think about it, for example, people say Mac OS 10 or Mac OS 11 now, I suppose, is a Unix, but it's a microkernel.
Yes.
So it's really different than, say, Solaris.
True.
And anyone who knows their history also will know that Linux is explicitly a Solaris clone. That's indeed what Linus Torvalds said when he created it. So it is definitely Unix.
Cool.
Well, I will not argue that point any further with the man who works for Red Hat. So,
Although people will say that now that you've told them I work for Red Hat, people will call me the sellout.
Miguel de Casa.
What'd you say, Javier?
That if you know Miguel de Casa.
I've never met him. He's a really cool guy. I have a lot of respect for his work. Do you know him?
Yeah, he's
That's
the same group that I was in Mexico City, the hackers.
yeah. I remember when the whole discussion about his work with GNOME and Mono and all that stuff. I love it. I watched all that.
Yeah, a lot of people used to call him a sellout because of Mono.
Nah, it's nothing to do with it. It's anything's good.
I know.
Good work is good work, and Mono is really allowed a lot of stuff to be easily moved from Windows to Linux. And again, look who's supporting Mono nowadays. It's a partnership between Red Hat and Microsoft.
yeah. It's I mean, the space is demonolithized so much that Microsoft, how can I put it? Linux has always kind of been, and the Unix has definitely been heavy in that server space, and in combination with Oracle with the high-end big data stuff and all that. Microsoft wants a piece of the pie, and they realized that the old Bill Gates' old way of doing it just isn't going to work.
Correct.
The world.
Well, and Bill himself realized that pretty quickly. I think it was the people who came after him who didn't understand, because he learned. If you look at some of the things he wrote in some of his articles, he did learn. He certainly was the original one who the businesses wore, a la Jack Tramiel. But he definitely learned. He's an interesting guy. The current CEO of Microsoft is interesting too. I have seen him. I didn't get a chance to meet him. He was at our big Red Hat event last year, and I was there too. But I had to go man the booth and get a chance to chat with him.
Is that Nardella?
I'd like to have done it. Yeah. I have a lot of respect for him.
Yeah, he's done a lot to push things forward and kind of again dehomogenize the Windows space and make it more open and accessible to folks who didn't think about that before.
And that's made them a lot of money. So it clearly was a smart decision.
Absolutely.
Again, I'm a Unix as they come. I am a tattooed Unix lover, and I will say Microsoft is fun to work with. I like whenever I get a chance to talk to their engineers. I always enjoy it.
On the actual implementation side, I've always been a fan of Microsoft's, how can I put it, for small installations anyway. I've always been more of a fan of Microsoft's implementation of virtualization over, say, like VMware's way of doing it. Because it's more geared to, I don't know how to put it. I find it easier to manage. But
I have never tried to manage Hyper-V. I do use Azure on a fairly regular basis, and Azure's nicely designed. It's a lot more approachable for someone who doesn't have a big history in virtualization. It looks very much like what you're used to in Windows, and some of the way they did things, it's easier to understand especially than what Amazon did, I think.
Yeah.
All right, so Joe, where do the other 2.2 kilo ohm resistors go? They go on the
2.2s go on green, blue, and pink.
Pink or purple, right?
Well, purple, yeah. They're technically pink LEDs because real purple LEDs don't look purple. They look like the weird glowing orbs that are going to burn your eyeballs out.
Yeah, and actually I have some of those. Joe had sent me some to test with, and I don't think liked the result.
Yeah. So I went with pink because it fits. It just works better. They're actually bright. You can see them. They don't look weird, and they're not like a lurid pink. They're not like a light like.
They remind you of your ponies, your pink ponies.
Yeah. They're not a. Gosh. Valentine pink. That's what I was going for. They're purpley.
Cool.
They're kind of like a fuchsia. The industry calls them pink, but they're more of a fuchsia color. And after you light it up, you can see that it kind of fits the Apple color scheme anyway. So problem is they cost twice as much for whatever reason. So it's like, okay, well, whatever. I can use real purple LEDs, but I have to use like 100 ohm resistors to get them super bright so you can see them. And then they'll probably end up burning out because they'd be running like 40 or 50 milliamps, which is way above the rating.
Right. Yeah. So what, in terms of like people getting power supplies for this thing, if they do their own, it's just USB, right? So it's just 5 volts.
Yeah, it's just 5 volts USB. I would suggest using a 2 amp supply. One of the more modern 2 amp chargers would work just fine. And if you get the kit on my website, you can order it with a 2 amp charger.
Cool.
A standard iPhone charger in theory should work, and I've tested it with one, and it does work. The Apple II kit itself runs at about approximately 500 milliamps, so that's about right for a standard USB charger. But if you're going to supply your own, I would suggest 2 amps just in case. Because if you're going to make a light panel and you're going to have all white LEDs, and then you put really low resistor values in it, you're going to be cranking up the amperage usage.
Yeah.
And so that's a thing. I also don't have any sort of special, how can I put it? The data lines on the USB connector down here are just bridged over, which is standard when using USB for power, which means that your brick is just going to output whatever its default is, usually in that case. The USB bricks are actually kind of intelligent. They use a resistance value across the data pins when they're in power mode to determine how much current to actually provide. If it's an intelligent adapter. And so instead of trying to figure out what that resistor value is or whatever, typically you just bridge them across.
Cool.
It's also important to note that when you put the USB power jack, when you solder it in, you solder it to the front of the board, because if you solder it on the back of the board, you'll actually be you'll be shorting the power and ground directly, and you're going to have a bad day. If memory serves.
Yep. And there's no protection in there against that. There could be some. We could have put some protection, but for this low amperage, it's not usually a huge deal. Just things generally won't work.
What would probably happen is you'll just trip the power supply out and it won't turn on. But there is a possibility if you've got like some cheapy Chinese power supply that doesn't have any built-in over voltage or over amperage protection in it, that you could end up blowing up the supply or blowing out a trace or something like that. So, yeah. Maybe I should try that on one of my prototype boards. Solder it in backwards and just power it on and see what happens.
Just so you can document?
Yeah, just see if it catches fire or not. Hold on, I need to go to Walmart and get a fire extinguisher. I'll be right back.
Awesome.
Or fireworks.
Yeah. I did that for my coworkers, actually. When I got my bench power supply for the first time, I took it into the shop and put a tiny little electrolytic across it, reverse polarity at 30 volts, 5 amps, and blew it up.
Just for the heck of it.
I mean, how else are you going to test it except by turning off all the protection and like overcurrenting the thing, right?
Yep.
But yeah, that's fun too, putting resistors across 120 volts and then turning the switch on. Yeah. In case anybody is listening to that, I do not suggest you do that at home.
Oh.
In case there are any young, fragile, suggestible minds out there who are like, ooh, that'll be cool. Yeah, don't do that.
All right, I am getting done with the red resistors here.
Oh, I'm doing it again. Singing again.
There are people on the chat.
There's a few people. Yeah, there's some.
Yeah, I haven't been paying attention to that. I'm awful.
Nope, they're hanging in there. Herb is still on there. Eric, Mike.
Yep.
There's a reason I don't have any followers.
How many you have on your channel right now, Chris?
20.
Yeah, you're so much more popular than me. I have 7.
Yeah, but that's because yours didn't start out like quite right.
They all had to jump ship and go to you to hear me.
And you have more like overall subscribers. So what's up with that?
I don't know. I didn't think this would be interesting.
Hope whoever the 20 concurrent viewers are, please hit the subscribe button on my channel. Actually, you can subscribe to both.
Yeah, I don't care about me.
Oh, where's your link?
Hey, I'm like that meme of that child that they ask him and he's laughing and then he cries. Have you seen that? I'm like that.
All right, I'm gonna go look up your channel and I'll put the link into the chat. How's that?
You better.
Yeah. Hold on.
Your username on YouTube, I think, is El Havo.
Yep. On where?
Yep.
No, I'm Hubmaster on YouTube.
Oh no, Hobmaster. Yeah, El Havo is something else. That's
I
right.
have it somewhere else.
That's his secret password, which you've just given away, Joe.
The one for dominating the world.
Yeah.
What are we going to do tonight, Brian? Try to take over the world. Kudos on anybody who knows what that's a reference to.
Of course, it's Pinky in the Brain. Everybody knows Pinky in the Brain.
Ha!
What about Ren and Stimpy?
Yeah.
Oh, there's an awesome video out there on YouTube of the two of them. It's is it Phil LaMarche and the other gentleman whose name I can't remember. But yeah, the two guys who do the Pinky in the Brain, they were at a Comic-Con or something. They did a panel and they did a how can I say adult themed Pinky in the Brain skit.
Ooh.
And it's kind of funny to hear Brain use words that you never heard him use on television before. Louis LaMarche. Is that his name? I don't remember. But yeah. And I am almost done, guys.
Dang.
Very
Hey,
cool.
so Joe, we're coming up on like, actually we're over 2 hours now.
Wow.
So I got a question. I was thinking if you're done,
Yep.
you could solder in your DC jack.
Yep.
We can solder ours in right now, can't we? And just try what we've got.
Absolutely, you can.
So we could just do that and then wrap it up.
Sure, sounds good.
All right, let me finish soldering in the rest of these resistors, and then I'll do my I'll do the DC jack.
Yep. After about 2 hours, yeah, the attention span kind of drops. I get it.
Yeah, either that or else it's the solder fumes.
Yeah. Oh, I'm just breathing them in heavily, man.
All right. So let's see. I did have one person, Dionalium, who says the key to singing on streams is to be incredibly off key.
Yeah, there you go.
So I don't know if that keeps the YouTube copyright happy, but maybe.
Almost. All the resistors are in. Yes. Okay. Final part that goes in is the USB jack thingy. This actually just snaps in place and it holds itself in place really well.
Yeah, which is
That goes in the
nice.
front, isn't it?
What's that?
Yeah.
That goes to the
Yes,
front.
it goes in the front.
Correct.
That's correct.
Yes. If you put it through the back, you'll have a bad day. Okay. That's all in. Here's the fun part, putting 45,000 pounds of solder on the big joints.
Yep.
Yeah, the fun thing I've always found is the retention lugs on DB and DB style connectors.
All right, where's the little jack here? Here it is.
Should be, yeah. In a separate, I think I put it in with the resistors.
Yes, you did.
Okay, that is all together. Making sure I clear everything underneath so I don't short anything. Let's see how good I did.
Wait, don't do it yet. I'm still soldering.
I win! I still don't know how. I had to do that whole, I had to redo all those wires. Or I had to pull all the LEDs out and move them.
Apparently, you're just speedy.
He did not.
Alrighty then. Let's see. I'm gonna do the same thing.
Right.
All right, we got the jack plugged in.
Okay.
I mean, soldered in at least. Oh wait, I should cut off the stray wires here.
Probably a good idea.
Yeah.
Right, here goes nothing. I'm gonna do it.
Do it.
Where am I? Well, I don't see my video. Hold on.
What?
Yeah, here it is. All right, kids. Ready to see something blow off?
Yep.
Upside with the LEDs is when they blow up, they just don't work.
Oh, shit.
9 times out of 10, nothing happens.
Doesn't work.
Did it work?
No.
Anything?
Nope.
What?
Interesting.
No.
I suspect it's time to troubleshoot. And it may well be, Javier, the power supply you used may have turned itself off. So if you get out your multimeter.
Here's my power supply. It's an iPhone thingy.
That
That's
should
exactly
work.
what I was going to use.
Yeah, I'm for my prototype up there that I have up above that I keep on my shelf in the back of all my videos. It's running off of an iPhone supply, and it's using smaller resistors than this, so it should be fine.
Same as mine, right? I assume, Joe?
I'm going to try and plug mine in.
Are we ready?
So you don't actually win the contest if your board didn't work yet.
Oh, look at that. They work and mine doesn't.
Yay! Nice job.
Beans.
Nice job, guys.
Awesome
The little
sauce.
So who's our official winner? Is it Joe?
Well, it can't be me. It's my board.
It's
So
got to be
yeah,
Joe,
it
'cause
certainly can.
mine's not
I
done.
got-
I got to do
But
No.
I
Oh, mine
you
is
know I
not,
cheated though.
doesn't even work.
You'll
I
get
used to
there.
dig.
So, Joe, I got to say, this is still a pretty bright board.
Yeah, it is pretty bright.
I'll hold it up to the, yeah. That's,
But it's, it's a, how can I put it? Oh no! One of my,
What?
oh, do you see that?
Nope.
See that blue LED?
Oh, yeah.
So I don't win.
oh, you went too fast.
Well, you got to fix it. Just go back and fix it.
That was
the,
hubris.
I think it's just the resistor. The resistor values are a thing. There we go. It's fixed. If you put them too dim, it can be kind of hard to enjoy because it kind of just mixes in the background. You can't see it. But if they're too bright, then you can't look at it because then, it's blinding me with science, Thomas Dolby. So yeah, if you're building one of these kits your own and you want to substitute the resistors, you can put higher resistor values in there, going up in like to the 3K range, and doing maybe like a 1K instead of the 560s, which would dim that down quite a bit. If you're super sciencey, you can go and do math and figure out, actual current values and do all that stuff if you like. So
I like it. It's nice.
2.3.
You're only getting what, like 3 volts or so?
Yeah.
Either you have something crossed or your supply can't provide enough current.
Take out the big guns.
Javier, look at your supply. It looks identical to mine. Is it like a 10-watt iPhone adapter?
Yeah.
That's what mine is, and it seemed to have no problem.
All right, I got this guy. It goes up to 12. Shall we crank it all the way up?
Yep, go for it.
Either going to work or we're going to see smoke. If he disappears, it means his entire room lost power.
Wow.
That'd be amazing.
So it's 5 volts.
Okay.
There it is.
Hey,
And I gotta look for a connector.
who knows how to dial 911 in Miami?
Yeah. You don't.
I think it still starts with 9 and ends with 1.
It's Florida man. Oh God.
Of course, the next thing is I clearly came into this unprepared because I don't think I brought a USB power supply down here.
Oh no!
Yep.
Do you need me to send you one?
Everybody
Yep.
wants to play. Yeah.
Please.
Get lost.
Instant mail.
Instant mail, yes. Yeah, I do think the pink LEDs do a good job. They do a good job of capturing the purple.
Yep,
The
I
purple
like
color.
it. I like it.
Here, I'll put it on the big one. Yep. What frustrates me a little bit is that the yellow and orange LEDs are very close in color because that's just kind of how yellow and orange LEDs are.
Sucks.
So if you're not expecting it specifically, yeah. Cool. So
All right. Well, should we wrap up?
I think we've done and had a fun time.
Yep.
Hanging out together, putting together an Apple II kit, especially before K-Fest.
Mhm.
It's been really.
Yeah, but before we finish up here, let me power mine up. We got one more here.
Okay, let's do it.
Yep.
But hold
Trying to
on.
work.
So yeah, if anybody's interested in one of these kits who's listened to the live stream either on mine or over on Chris's channel, you can go to jcm-1.com and pick one of those up. It's a really fun kit to build. Unfortunately, I can't sell it pre-built for obvious copyright reasons. You have to make it yourself. I'm just selling you a specific assortment of LEDs that can be arranged however you like. And if it happens to be a certain kind of logo, then it happens to be a certain kind of logo. Yeah, light.
Woo!
I've got one LED that's not lighting. I'll have to check. But other than that, it looks good.
Yeah,
It looks like I've got one orange mixed in the reds.
Uh-oh. Is that my
I'm
fault?
blaming that on you.
Okay, I'll take blame.
Cool.
But,
Hey, Joe,
yeah.
I got a question for you.
Sure.
So, Kansas Fest, if people want to do some sort of solder fest thing on Friday evening, is that something you could pop in and see how they're doing? And
Sure,
okay,
absolutely. Mhm.
We can
No
throw that
problem.
out on, throw it out in the Discord and see if people are interested, and just get like a Zoom meeting room together or something like that.
Sure,
Kind of fun.
absolutely. Yep. And
All right. So
I'm going to have
next
a
episode,
presentation at K-Fest as well. So
Yep.
keep an eye out for that. That's kind of tangentially related to this. So yeah, I think it was fun to hang out together. I want to thank everybody who stopped by to watch the stream and hang out with the four of us and put this together. Thanks, Chris, for hosting the meeting. Thanks, Javier, for being you. I'm kidding. Alex, thank you. Again, I want to thank you for helping me with the design of both the board and the 3D. Ooh, we forgot to show that, the 3D case. Again, the 3D case, Alex designed that. Kind of designed to look a little bit like a classic Mac kind of design. That is also available for download. So if you buy one of the kits and you have your own 3D printer, you can download the design file for this and print it yourself. So you don't have to wait 6 billion weeks for us to be able to print one out and get it out to you. So
Cool. All right. And I guess next episode we'll be debugging Javier's LEDBright.
I got no light.
did it work?
Wait, you got one?
Oh, you're cheating. Okay. Cool.
That's awesome.
Awesome. Well, thanks for stopping by, everybody, and I hope you all had a wonderful time, and everybody have a great evening.
Yep.
All right,
Good
take
night,
care,
everybody. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Can't wait to see everyone at K-Fest.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
Thank you. Adios.